Hey, welcome everyone to Story Trading. Man, do we have an exciting, comprehensive, special weekly meetup line for you tonight because of what's going on in Ukraine. It just so happened we had a lot of stocks we wanted to have updates on with either recent catalysts or upcoming catalysts. So we already had all those pre-scheduled and we don't want to cancel that. So we're doing a special 2-hour edition. Where after we do the regular stocks, we'll jump into what's going on with Ukraine. So quick disclaimer, Story Trading is not an investment advisor. That goes also for all of our speakers and our guests. Investing in securities involves significant risk of loss. If you're watching this on social media, what is a story trading? Story trading is the practice of understanding market pricing through the lens of our 4 pillars: fundamentals, catalysts, sentiment, and technicals. We collaborate as a community on WhatsApp and on Zoom, and we are building our own app. You can sign up for that or to be part of our WhatsApp community over at StoryTrading.com. We have lots of what we call VIP picks. These are stocks that are presented on Zoom at our weekly meetups on Sunday night. So you can head over to StoryTrading.com and see all those stocks we've presented in the past with links to the YouTube recording. So as we said tonight, the topic, we'll do an update on some key VIP picks. Then we'll have that special extended session on what's going on in Ukraine and how we can benefit monetarily from that. So tonight we'll be doing TPCS with Mark Gomes giving us an update. TFFP, Zach Keller will give us an update because of recent catalysts. Gaia earnings are tomorrow, so we'll quickly chat about that. I'll give you an update on CFVI and an introduction to SEAC. So we're going to go through these real fast because this is a lot of stuff. So first, just a quick little preview of what we'll do in the second half about the Russia-Ukraine war impact. So at this point, with the events over the weekend, I no longer think this is just trading volatility, which some of us have been trying to do, and hedging and things like that in our trade room. I think at this point, this is not just noise and short-term volatility, but there is an opportunity here. And that opportunity is based on this. I believe a line has been crossed with what's going on in Russia and the threat of nukes. I think the world has been changed forever, and sentiment will try and foresee longer term fundamental changes in multiple sectors. So here are a few ideas we'll be talking about. I think these can be powerful trend trades for many months or quarters, maybe even years, a long-term shift, maybe lasting as long as the COVID trade or more. So we're talking about reduced dependence on Russia. We're going to be seeing defense spending maybe going up, fears of nuclear war, something new to our generation, which may be something that may spark some trade ideas, and we'll do some brainstorming. So we'll get to that at the end. But so Rumble, CFVI, this is a stock that I've been talking about a lot, and I made a big official presentation on Benzinga a few weeks ago. So this is not yet an official VIP pick because I never actually presented it to the VIP community here, right? And we probably should go back and track that at least when I made the presentation of Benzinga, because I do have a lot of conviction in this based on the 4 pillars. So I'm going to give a quick summary, not the full presentation I did at Benzinga. If you're curious, you can go to youtube.com/storytrading to see it. But in any case, CFVI is a SPAC that is merging with Cantor Fitzgerald. I like to put that there because of credibility, right? That's a legit firm that's choosing Rumble over here. So this is a YouTube alternative and also an Amazon Web Services alternative. They're trying to do cloud services. So why does it say update by Mark Gomes? A little typo there. That's update by me. So in any case, here's the stock chart. So again, we try to understand what's going on with the chart based on these 4 pillars. Fundamentals. Let's talk quickly about those 4 pillars. Fundamentals, these are monthly active users of all the reported numbers to date. Now, February is ending tomorrow, so we could see an update from the company later this week, or more likely next week. It tends to take a few days after the month ends before they release monthly figures. So 39 million monthly active users, but more importantly, last month, they had record numbers that blew out in terms of number of minutes watched, which is 10.1 billion minutes watched in January. So could we see another record in February? Maybe, but it's a short month, so it might be a little bit hard. There was also the recent launch of Truth Social. Might be a little bit hard. We have all this stuff happening in Ukraine, competing for eyeballs in terms of news at night and things like that. Might be a little bit hard to get a new record in some of the key metrics in February, but we could see something coming out. But in terms of fundamentals, I did a little analysis in terms of monthly active users compared to other social media sites. And I think this company could be worth $5 billion today if obviously they're monetizing at the level that other companies are. Now they're not, right? They're not monetizing at that level. They could have difficulty monetizing at that level. But the way I look at it, to me, it's a wash with the much, much faster growth rate compared to other social media companies that are at 39 million monthly active users. So I call that a wash. And I think, the fair value of this company could be somewhere, I initially said in the 20 to 25 range. I ratcheted it down because of significant, I ratcheted it down to the higher teens, like a 16 to 18 range, maybe, because of significant equity that Rumble can win if their stock price is at $15 for a while, and then also $17.50. I think it's 20 out of 30 days, something like that. There's 33% total dilution if the stock can be $17.50 but after the merger for like 20 out of 30 days. So that very significant dilution could give it a little bit of a discount. So, but in terms of fundamentals, the stock's like $12 or $12.50, wherever it's at. And I think definitely fairly valued, or even undervalued at 39 million monthly active users. Now, in terms of catalysts, last week, the reason I wanted to talk about it tonight is because there was significant catalyst last week that basically was overlooked because of what's going on in Russia, Ukraine, and because they didn't actually PR it. They did it through their Twitter account. So what they tweeted on, was that Thursday after the close? 23rd, Wednesday or Thursday after the close. They tweeted 10 separate tweets, one after another, update 1, update 2, 3, all the way to 10. And these 10 separate updates were 10 new creators that came over from YouTube. Now, I don't think necessarily they're exclusive to Rumble, but their content is now on YouTube, 10 new creators. And combined, these 10 new creators have 10 million plus YouTube subscribers. But the really, really important part is that all of this content is non-political content. That's very, very important, both in terms of the sentiment of people who believe that this is just a niche political site, and also in terms of the long-term, fundamental value in terms of trying to get, other people, aside from just people who are right-wing or center, to use their site. And in terms of minutes watched, it's very, very important. Now, just going back to this a little second, it's very important to understand it's actually super easy. If you have a YouTube account, you can go to Rumble, and with like a click of a button, all of your content is on Rumble as well, right? So it's almost like a no-brainer for any business or influencer to hit that button and automatically. We did it for StoryTrading, and it's like no work at all. And we're getting all these views from a new audience. And because the network's still young, if you go on there, you get all these like followers and views and everything, and you don't really have to do anything. So it's almost like a no-brainer to do that. The only reason certain people might not do it is because they're worried about the association, or they're maybe worried about cancel culture or something. But so it's not necessarily such a big deal that these 10 creators came. They don't really have to do anything except hit that sync button, right? But this is new content, non-political content that's on the app. And I think that's very, very important. What kind of content? Cooking shows, do-it-yourself projects, yoga, fitness, crime documentaries. So that's the catalyst which just happened. Now, in terms of sentiment, I want to bring something up, because part of sentiment is the sympathy kind of moves and the sector moves that happen together when people become bullish on a sector or bearish on a sector. And traditionally, this stock has been moving with DWAC, which is the SPAC that's launching Truth Social. Now, it's underperformed. So this has been odd. Now, it's always kind of underperformed in terms of the beta, right? But in terms of the direction, this was new, what happened last week. So very odd behavior to see. After Truth Social launched, DWAC went up and Rumble went down. So what's behind that? I wanted to, because what we do at StoryTrading is kind of understand the chart. And I have a couple of theses of what's going on, and you can make your own interpretation of how, if it can impact the stock longer term. But one of the things to be potentially aware of is retail's completely washed out. I mean, so many people lost all their money or most of their money. So when you're in an environment where everything is going down, and in a week where like Ukraine and war is happening, all that kind of stuff, So you have Truth Social launching, you have DWAC going up, but how much capital is there really to go around, right? So it may be a function of just capital being focused on in a certain area and not enough capital be in both places. So maybe that's why you saw people maybe selling Rumble to buy DWAC, possibly. The other thing to consider is that possibly Truth Social could be competing for screen time with Rumble. Now, there's only, I haven't checked in the last few days, but I was on the beta of Truth Social. I was on very early, so I've been kind of monitoring how many people are on there. So, you know, when you saw this price divergence happening, I mean, at that time, there's only like 60,000 daily active users on Truth Social compared to, you know, millions over at Rumble. So did it really have a material impact on eyeballs? Probably not, but maybe sentiment-wise, people are thinking it could have an impact, because I'll tell you, as a beta tester for Truth Social, and also as someone who was using Rumble like every night, I basically stopped using Rumble when Truth Social came out, because I found Truth Social be much more engaging and easier to find and discover new content than Rumble. So that could be an issue possibly for Rumble. Now, remember though that Truth Social is powered by Rumble Cloud, and all the native videos are definitely powered by Rumble already. That branding is on there, and native videos on Truth Social. They've said that the cloud, like the AWS kind of thing for the hosting, is going to be with Rumble, but I'm not sure if it is yet. It sounds like they're talking like they want to get there. So I'm not sure if it is yet hosted on Rumble. So, you know, people can say, hey, Truth Social launched, how come Rumble isn't going up? They're cloud hosting it. It could be because of these two reasons. So something to be aware of. On the flip side, I also want to mention, hey, look at this. Look, I am not bullish DWAC at all. This thing is grossly overvalued. They have a $1 billion death spiral pipe coming. I am not playing this stock at all. But if this thing does explode like some sort of GME, which I still think is possible, I'm not going to play it, because of the short position and the strong political support for this stock. Look at the weekly chart. I mean, that's a good looking chart. I'm not going to tell you where it might go, but I think there's a possibility this does have some sort of like GameStop moment, or maybe even something more dramatic than GameStop. I wouldn't rule that out. So that's a reason, between the catalyst that happened last week, and I saw this DWAC chart, and then I looked at the CFVI chart. Here's the technicals. And you can see it looked like it was a support level, a pullback like this. So I actually went back in and started going into a fuller position of CFVI again. I got a little bit lucky up here because I had a bunch of $10 call options that were expiring, and I sold them basically right near the peak just because of timing, right? So I waited a few days and I reloaded here on Friday. Now the macro may kill me tomorrow with what's going on with Ukraine and everything, but that's the story in terms of those four pillars: technical, sentiment, catalyst, and fundamentals. There we go, maybe bouncing off those technical and fundamental support levels. But that risk is there, geopolitical and macro. But if you're not a member of StoryTrading yet, you can become a VIP member at StoryTrading.com. We have access to a dedicated WhatsApp group for each of the stocks we talked about tonight. And you can head over to our website, also check out our other events coming up. You can follow us on YouTube and on Twitter at StoryTrading.